"We going to war." Jacob, Fatu, Tam Tam Tonga, and Tonga Loa send individual messages to the OG Bloodline after their reunion. In the unpredictable world of professional wrestling, rivalries ignite like wildfire, but few hold the power to shake an industry as much as a clash between family members. The explosive reunion of the original gangster, OG Bloodline, has set the wrestling world abuzz, reigniting tensions with some formidable rivals. When Jacob, Fatu, Tam Tam Tonga, and Tonga Loa issued chilling, individualized messages, it was clear the Samoan and Tongan factions were drawing lines. The words of war were a rallying cry, threatening not only to escalate, but to redefine the very meaning of family feuds. The OG Bloodline, a faction rooted in tradition and loyalty, brings together the Samoan dynasty's esteemed wrestling bloodline, led by iconic figures who have long held their territory within the squared circle. The likes of Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Solo Sikoa have worn the Bloodline banner with pride and purpose, representing the legacy of the Inoue family on WWE's grandest stages. But the Bloodline's very dominance has created enemies, and no enemies run as deep as those found within family ties themselves. Jacob, Fatu, Tam Tam Tonga, and Tonga Loa are not only skilled wrestlers, but also members of a wrestling lineage that can trace its roots to the very same Samoan dynasty. Yet there's a divide. While the Bloodline has basked in WWE's spotlight, the Tongans and their allies have carved their paths outside the mainstream spotlight, from New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW, to Major League Wrestling, MLW. Proud, unbreakable, and seasoned by battles on the global circuit, Fatu, Tonga, and Loa bring a raw intensity to their craft, far removed from the Hollywood glam of the Bloodline. When the OG Bloodline reunited, the wrestlers they thought might fall in line instead drew battle lines, making it clear they wouldn't be swayed by family bonds. Fatu, Tonga, and Loa see themselves not just as wrestlers, but as warriors, born from a legacy as fierce as any in the wrestling world, one that stands ready to challenge the Bloodline's claim to family supremacy. Their verbal shots are more than words, they're calls to war. Jacob, Fatu, the son of the wild Samoan Sam Fatu, known in WWE as the Tonga Kid, is no stranger to carrying the family torch. Currently a powerhouse in NLO, Fatu's wrestling style is fierce, relentless, and filled with high-flying power moves that defy his size. The Samoan werewolf, as he's known, took a moment to deliver his own haunting message to the OG Bloodline. "They're gonna remember our bloodline," he said with an intense, grounded stare. Fatu spoke of wrestling not as entertainment, but as a way of life, one that should honor their heritage, not exploit it for fame. Fatu's words carried the tone of a man deeply offended by the Bloodline's commercial success and mainstream appeal. For Fatu, this feud is about restoring pride to a heritage that, in his eyes, the OG Bloodline may have forgotten amid championship belts and corporate contracts. Jacob's words were as direct as his style in the ring. He warned that his family name, his real bloodline, would soon eclipse that of Roman Reigns and his faction. "We're the real wolves. They've been too comfortable for too long, pretending to be something they're not," he snarled, promising the fight of his life and vowing to dismantle the OG Bloodline, one cousin at a time. Tam Tam Tonga, leader of the Guerrillas of Destiny, GOD, and a celebrated figure in NJPW, had a message that left no room for doubt. Known for his intensity and unmatched loyalty to his family and team, Tama sees himself as the natural heir to the throne his kin in WWE currently claim. His message to the OG Bloodline was sharp and cold. "I'm the one you should fear." Tama's words stem from years of history. His father, Haku, also known as Meng, is a wrestling legend renowned for his strength, and Tama himself has crafted a career that intertwines loyalty with ferocity. The moment the OG Bloodline reunited, Tama took it as a challenge, as though the reunion was an insult to everything his family had built. Unlike his cousins in WWE, Tama and his brother Tonga Loa earned their place without the sheen of WWE's global platform, and Tama was quick to point out that it's made them hungrier, tougher, and more dangerous. To the OG Bloodline, "I'm not here to play nice. You want to test what's real," he sneered, before reminding his cousins that he had no intention of coming as a sibling, but as a warrior ready for battle. "When you step in the ring with me, there's no forgiveness. There's no brotherhood, only the fight." Tamer's dark tone and focused stare made it clear that he didn't consider this a family reunion. Instead, it was a reckoning, and he was ready to leave no survivor. Tonga Loa, the imposing half of God and Tam Tonga's fierce brother, is known for his powerhouse style and brute strength. Together, the brothers have ruled NGPW's tag team division and beyond, never shying away from a challenge. In response to the OG Bloodlines reunion, Loa issued a message filled with grit and determination. "You wanted a fight, now you got one," he declared, his face stony and unyielding. Loa emphasized that he was here for more than just revenge. He was here to prove that his family, his bloodline, wasn't something to be taken lightly. Loa spoke about the family history not as a selling point, but as a legacy earned through battle and sacrifice. "We're not here for titles or fame, we're here for respect," he growled. Loa's words underscored a crucial difference between his family and the OG bloodline. While Reigns and his faction may see themselves as kings, Loa and his brothers view themselves as warriors, forged through the fires of real conflict. Loa went so far as to invite his cousins to step into their world, daring the bloodline to leave the safety of WWE and face the guerrillas of destiny on their turf. The messages from Jacob Fatu, Tam Tonga, and Tonga Loa echo with the thunderous legacy of the Samoan dynasty. These men have forged a pact not out of hatred, but out of pride, aiming to remind the OG bloodline of the core values that made their ancestors legends. This isn't about championship belts or global fame. It's about legacy, honor, and loyalty. The tension between the bloodline factions is more than a storyline, it's a story of family, of the timeless question of what it means to honor one's heritage. The Samoan and Tongan families have clashed, united, and clashed again in pursuit of their rightful place in the wrestling pantheon. As Jacob Fatu, Tam Tonga, and Tonga Loa prepare to take on the bloodline, fans are ready for an epic showdown. The outcome will be more than a victory. It will decide who among them is the true heir to the family legacy. The battlefield is set, and with war cries echoing through the arena, wrestling fans are eagerly anticipating a feud that's more than personal, it's prime.